Surviving the Abyss is a rather early access title and it shows a lot of promise. I had a hankering for the base building, and when I read that I get to go and build a big place with evil scientists and the like, well, at that point you could draw a pencil mustache on me and call me Andrew Ryan, or Errol Flynn without the swashbuckling and adventure and more crimes against humanity. Both were womanizers, though. Surviving the Abyss for an early access game has a story that I'm really into, and want to take some special time devoted just to it. It's post-World War II, and presumably all the German scientists who decided to take residence in America are continuing their ethical research. This particular brand of ethical research is good old cloning, growing humans in vats like that one sheep. They worked on it, and after years of work, voila, human life. The only issue was that the celebrations, like the clone, were short-lived. It only survived a handful of days before perishing, along with being incapable of any higher thinking than following simple directions. It's announced to the public, and of course the public is all, oh my humanity, and got all protesty and shit. So the next logical step was to build a science facility on the bottom of the ocean. State-of-the-art facility with lots of good bread and nutritional paste. It's your job as the overseer of this facility to grow and expand, along with researching to get new upgrades and whatnot. I like the game. I enjoy when it feels like things get slowly more complicated over time, and things were surely getting more complicated for the first few hours. Specifically the first few. As my playthrough got later and later, it became painfully obvious that all the content seemed kind of front-loaded, but that really shouldn't dissuade you. For what the game somewhat lacks in gameplay, it is still in early access and has quite a ways to go, but it's got potential. I'm envisioning this whole thriving society. I see a decent bit of growth to be done, but we'll see. Not to say that it's all amazing. In the advertising, it promotes itself as being this hardcore survival thing, and instead it just is slow. Maybe I haven't explored enough yet, but I don't know. Occasionally I get attacked by some weird Cthulhu monster, and it just sucks some of my fuel resources to turn on the mythical purple UV lights, and it just scampers off. And the amount of resources I have grows so slowly, and I gotta wait like a real life 5 minutes to be able to get any work done at all. I think this could be solved simply. For starters, throw some more encounters in, maybe? You get an encounter very rarely. I've only had like 2 or 3 of them over my playthrough, but you could throw a few more of those in, maybe like a rebellion mechanic if people's happiness or their panic meter or something like that isn't managed. Could do so many different things, and then just make it so that resources are quicker to get, because it's honestly such a pain to get many things. Then just make it so resources are quicker to get, because I was really starving for the last few hours of playtime. And the alarms for when you're running low on fuel seem to be doing their own things. Over the course of like an hour, this thing goes off like half a dozen times, and it gets annoying. Overall though, I enjoyed my time. Maybe you should wait a bit before you end up buying it, and maybe wait for some more content to release, but it was a pretty positive experience overall.